And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger with a new and exciting yarn. True, mind you, about the historic Death Valley country, from which these unique products come. 20-multine borax and boraxo powdered handsome. Now, do I hear music?
That's my daughter, Margaret. She's just 13, old enough to have her own room, and this is it. Everything dainty and feminine and fully washable. Taffeta bedspreads, butterfly borders on the sheets, organdy curtains, even the doll's dress and the cotton rug on the floor have been washed many times. The colors stay fresh, and the blankets remain fluffy because 20-multine borax was used in the wash water and in the rinse water. Even this party dress Margaret will wear for her piano recital will get the same safe borax sweet treatment. Friends, it's so easy to have every washable thing in the house borax clean and borax sweet. Baby authorities like Parents Magazine endorse it for baby clothes. Good Housekeeping Institute recommends it for borax sweet laundry. Remember, borax washed things stay sweeter longer.
As a boy, I used to hear this story from old-timers who had been there in the old camp of Bodie when it happened. They knew Charlie Bates well. It was a tantalizing story because it had no end. Always wound up with the same question mark. Then a half a century later, the truth came out. So let's go back to the summer of 1880 and the day of the Miners' Union picnic, which marked the beginning of what was to remain 50 years of mystery.
Lemonade? Here. Why, sure. Hey.
Edith, let's get out of here. I want to talk to you alone. Far from the madding crowd.
The what?
It's a quotation out of a book.
You do a lot of reading, don't you, Charlie?
Got a lot of time on my hands nights as watchman at the mill.
Well, I'm glad you put it to good use.
What I do most is think about you, Edith.
About me?
When I try to read, I find your face coming between me and the page.
Maybe you need glasses.
Night after night, I find myself just sitting there alone in my room, dreaming of you.
Well, why don't you get transferred to a day shift?
I'm not complaining about my job. I like my job.
Father will be glad to hear that.
And I'm not talking about your father. I'm talking about you. Us. I love you, Edith. Will you marry me?
Charlie,
Will you?
I can't give you my answer that quick, Charlie.
Why not?
Because I don't know what to say.
Say yes. You will in the end anyway.
What makes you think so?
Don't keep me on tenterhooks, Edie, please.
We'd better hurry back.
Why'd I ever join a band?
Charlie?
Coming.
Standard mine. 4 bars of gold bullion, 1,550 ounces each.
Till you come to heft 'em. Then they weigh hundreds of pounds.
Much obliged, Charlie. Got any letters you'd like me to mail?
No thanks. My girl's right here in Bodie.
Lucky you.
Who's riding shotgun this trip?
Yours truly.
You mean you're going alone? With a shipment that size?
It's safer sometimes. Road agents see no shotgun messenger aboard and figure there can't be enough gold to make it worth their while.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, but if I was a passenger, I'd as lief have a guard on top.
There are no passengers this trip. I'm going alone. Well, so long, Charlie.
So long, Donovan.
Pull up and make it fast.
Bridge coming. Abandon. Whoa there. Whoa.
Tie up those lines. Now fork over.
There ain't nothing aboard but mail bags.
You're lying. Toss down the express boxes. Dang fool. Going for your gun? Next time I'll do more than wing you. Now toss down the boxes. Don't make me wait all night.
I only got one arm.
There. And the other one, too.
You'll never get away.
Now get going. And keep going.
Get out. Get out of here.
I told you, Donovan, you shouldn't go alone. Donovan? Donovan? I'll be darned. Hey, the stage has been held up.
What stage?
The one that left here this evening for Hawthorne. Had a shipment of more than 100,000 aboard.
Where'd it happen?
Who was driving?
How'd you find out?
I dreamed it.
For a minute, we believed you, Charlie.
No, it's true. It happened about a quarter of an hour ago.
What did?
The holdup. Donovan got shot in the arm reaching for his gun.
Oh, come on, Charlie. What are you giving us?
He's drunk. I haven't had a drop. I've been sound asleep in my room since 10 o'clock.
Say, Charlie, did you enter the pie-eating contest at the picnic?
No.
Well, something sure gave you the collywobbles, busting in here half-dressed at this hour of the night. You know what time it is. It's almost 1:30.
Charlie, the stage is already in Hawthorne, and the gold bullion locked up in the Wells Fargo office.
It was so real. I heard every word they said. Heard the thud of the strongbox when I hit the ground. I better be getting back to the mill.
Well, what do you know? Dreamed a stagecoach hold up and really thought it happened. You'll have a hard time living this one down.
Beautiful dreamer, la-da-da-da. Charlie, do you sleep on your back or on your side?
Charlie.
Edie, good morning.
You're not still walking in your sleep.
Oh, you heard about that.
It's all over town. I just hope Father doesn't get wind of it.
You wouldn't tell him.
And have you maybe lose your job? Of course not.
Do you really think he'd fire me?
How would you feel if you were the superintendent of a mill and the watchman went roaring into the saloon in his nightshirt and
I was not in a nightshirt.
announcing that the company had been robbed of a big shipment of bullion?
Edie, listen.
A joke is a joke, Charlie.
But this wasn't a joke. I heard the whole thing as plain as if I'd been standing there.
Then you should have thrown cold water on your face. That would have waked you up.
You don't believe me either.
Oh, I've had dreams myself that were so real I couldn't shake them off.
Charlie, the boss wants to see you in his office. He's waiting for you there.
Thanks.
Just tell him the truth, Charlie. That's all Father ever asks, the truth.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Sit down. I just received a message over the telegraph wire from Jack Donovan in Hawthorne.
And he got there all right.
Yes. Here. Read it aloud.
Stage held up and robbed on Lucky Boy Grade around 1 o'clock this morning. 1 o'clock. That's just the time I dreamed it happened.
Don't give me that dream stuff, Charlie. How'd you know the stage was going to be held up?
Mr. Anders, I swear to you, sir, I heard it in my sleep.
That holdup took place over 30 miles from Bodie. There's only one possible way you could have heard about it. You're in cahoots with the robber.
Mr. Anders, if I was in on the deal, why would I run down to the saloon and report it?
You're not the first guy who's pulled a cover-up trick like that.
But I tell you, I was asleep.
Look, somebody tipped somebody off. Now, what gang was it, Charlie?
It was only one man. Or just one voice I heard. I know the whole thing sounds fishy, sir, but as God is my witness.
Never mind the dramatics. You're under arrest.
You're putting me in jail?
I'm keeping you right here under guard until Donovan returns and we can check his story.
Now, we want to show you a little test. Like a lot of us, these two men are typical weekend handymen. Look at those dirty hands. The man on your left is using ordinary toilet soap. Messy job, isn't it? Look at the dirty soap and the dirt still on the hands. While the man on the right uses clean, sanitary Baraxo. No other hands touch it but his. Now, Baraxo starts its rollaway action, loosening the deep-down grime and grease. Now he adds more water, and that increases suds and starts the meltaway action, which washes all the dirt right down the drain. Now, which man has the clean hands and the clean towel? The Baraxo user. What do you say, fellas?
Congratulations. I'm sold. Give me the Baraxo.
Now you know what we mean when we say Baraxo gets out dirt plain soap can't reach.
Ain't allowed any visitors, ma'am.
I'm not a visitor. I'm an angel of mercy. If you were in trouble, wouldn't you want me to come and comfort you?
Well, all right. Just a few minutes, though.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
What's that?
A hacksaw.
Edie,
Charlie, you poor darling.
have you heard anything? Is Donovan back yet?
No, I brought you some calf's foot jelly.
What?
Calf's foot jelly. It's what they always bring invalids and criminals.
Don't say that, Edie. I'm not guilty of anything. I had no more to do with that holdup than your father did.
Only he didn't dream about it and then run a mile to town to tell everybody.
I was a fool to run off half-cocked that way, but it was so real. Like I was standing right there on the ground.
Do you always have such vivid dreams, Charlie?
None that ever landed me in trouble before. And I am in trouble now, Edie. Even if they can't prove anything against me, my reputation will suffer. I may lose my job. No, darling, I won't have a chance with you.
I can promise you one thing, Charlie. Father's a square shooter. He'll give you a fair trial.
Oh, come in, Charlie. You need to stay, Deputy.
Hi, Donovan.
Hello, Charlie.
How's the arm? Coming along.
I purposely waited till you were both together, Charlie, before asking Donovan any questions about the other night. Or telling him anything about your part in it.
His part?
It's not what you think, Donovan, I swear.
Please, fellas, I'm holding this investigation.
Sorry, sir.
Did anybody besides yourself, Donovan, know that you were taking a shipment of bullion to Hawthorne?
No, sir. Except Charlie. He helped me load it.
That's part of my job.
There was nobody hanging around at the time watching? Nobody aboard the stage?
I didn't carry any passengers that trip. In fact...
Yes?
I mentioned it to Charlie as I was leaving. Remember? He asked me who was riding shotgun, and I told him nobody. I was going alone.
I see. This was a regular run?
Sure. I picked up the mail bags and started down the canyon just as it was getting dark. Everything went according to schedule until I reached the Lucky Boy grade, around 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's exactly the time I had my dream.
You go on from here, Charlie.
Somebody ordered you to pull up, and you did.
Sure. He had me covered.
He told you to drop the lines. Then he said, fork over. You said, there's nothing aboard but mail bags.
That's right. I hoped I could bluff him.
Then he said, you're lying. Throw down the express boxes.
By gosh, you must have been hiding behind the rocks.
I was right here on Bodie, asleep in my bed.
Go on, Charlie.
The next thing there was a shot. You gave a grunt of pain. He said you were a dang fool to think you could beat him to the draw.
How in blazes do you know all this if you wasn't there?
I heard it. In my dream.
35 miles away?
As plain as if it was right in my room.
And a few minutes later, he was in the Temple Saloon telling him what happened.
Word for word. I don't understand it.
Neither do I. It's a mystery to me.
Just a dream that came true.
Call it second sight. Call it anything you please. I'm convinced now, Charlie, that you're telling the truth. And I offer my apologies for having doubted you.
Thank you, sir.
Gol darndest thing I ever heard of.
He's what you call clairvoyant. He can see what ain't there and what's where he ain't.
You mean that while he's on duty at the mill, that he can tell what's going on down here?
Oh, heck, he can tell what's happening the other side of the world, if he puts his mind to it.
Gives me the willies.
I always knew there was something out of the ordinary about you, Charlie. But I never dreamed you had second sight.
I never suspected it myself until I met you.
Really?
Do you remember the day of the picnic when I proposed to you? I told you to say yes because you would in the end.
Yes, I remember.
I wasn't just talking. I knew. I can look into the future now, Edie, and see exactly what's going to happen.
Don't tell me if it's bad.
I see you as a bride, in a white dress and veil, standing beside me. I see our home, a small house at first, but a big one later, filled with children.
How many?
A number. Boys and girls, wonderful kids. Your husband is no longer a watchman. He's moved on up to become superintendent.
Father's job?
Well, it could be another company, but I'm making good money. We own mining shares. Can take trips when we want to. You have a fur coat. No, 2 of them.
Oh, Charlie. Sounds like a dream.
My dreams come true, you know. Will you marry me, Edith?
With a future like that, how can I say no?
You're the most beautiful creature in the world.
I hope you'll always think so, Charlie.
Want me to prophesy? You'll be just as lovely on our golden wedding day.
Mr. Bates, would you like to tell our radio listeners your recipe for a happy marriage?
Just pick out the right girl and stick with her.
What do you say, Mrs. Bates?
Well, everything turned out exactly the way Charlie said it would.
Even to her being prettier than ever on our golden anniversary.
A man doesn't have to have second sight to see that. But what about this reputation you have, sir, for divining things?
Well, that goes way back to our days in Bodie. Don't ask me to explain.
It's one of those stories that's been put down in our family as an unsolved mystery.
Well, it's certainly no mystery that you are a mighty happy couple. And I'm sure our friends in the radio audience join me in wishing you many more years together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our special broadcast from the home of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Bates on the occasion of their golden wedding anniversary. We return you now to our main studios. You've aroused my curiosity, Mrs. Bates. What was this mystery?
It was a stagecoach holdup I heard from 35 mile away.
Well, if you're going to launch on that story, I'm going out to the kitchen and get these gentlemen some wedding cake and coffee.
Thank you, ma'am.
When I woke up, I could hear their voices like they were still talking right in my ear.
Well, Mr. Bates, this mill where you slept, did it have electric power?
No, machinery was all run by steam. There was some electrical apparatus in the assay office.
Ah, tell me more about the building.
What are you driving at, Ed?
Oh, it had big smokestacks. And I mean big. 50, 60 foot high.
Brick?
Brick with metal tubing.
Yeah?
They were held in place by guy wires. Good stout ones. Bodie's 8,000 foot up on a mountain, you know. The winds that hit it were something fierce.
Where were the guy wires anchored? You remember?
I remember where one of them was. I fell over it more than once. It was anchored to a post sunk in the ground at the corner of the assay office.
Perfect.
I'm beginning to catch on.
When you got ready for bed that night, what did you do?
Wound my watch,
Blew out the light?
No, before that. You said you hung your tuba on the bedpost.
Oh, that? Yes.
It was an iron bedstead.
Sure.
Mr. Bates, you didn't dream you heard that holdup. You did hear it. By radio.
What?
By radio.
Yes. You picked up those sound waves from 35 miles away.
How?
Exception.
The tall smokestacks with their metal tubing.
On top of a mountain.
The guy wires running to the ground and other wires for all we know. Electrical equipment in the assay office right next to your room. And last but not least, the tuba.
The tuba?
There was your loudspeaker.
Well, I'll be darned.
Radio way back in 1880.
It's the only practical explanation.
Then the whole mystery of 50 years ago has been solved after all. And you didn't have second sight at all, Charlie.
Oh, I guess I didn't, Mother. But I was the first person, I'll bet you, ever to pick up a broadcast of a news event over the air. Well, that doggone tuba. Give her here. Let's see if I still got my wind after 50 years.
The story you've just heard is one of Bodie's famous stories. Bodie was a fabulous gold camp and is now a ghost town. It has recently become part of the California State Park system and is well worth a visit for those who love our true Death Valley Day story.
How am I going to tell all their mothers, all those babies? And I must tell every single mother how important 20 Mule Team Borax is to babies' health. How am I going to do it?
Well, Doc Stork, maybe I can help.
Who are you?
Rosemary DeCamp.
Of course. I brought you 4 little bundles from heaven myself.
So I can tell you, mothers, from my own experience. 20 Mule Team Borax is mother's biggest help in making babies' things sweet, clean, and comfortable. First, you soak baby's lingerie in a pail half filled with water, to which you add 2 handfuls of 20 Mule Team Borax. Next day, add 2 handfuls of borax to the wash water, along with mild soap or detergent. Result? All baby's things sweet, clean, and comfortable.
Borax sweet.
I'll be with you again 2 weeks from now with another true Death Valley Day story. And until then, I'll say so long.
Remember, borax sweet clothes.
My job.
And Boraxo clean hands.
That's me.
So
So long.
long.